Hello everyone, February the 9th. So what's new today? Well, what's new is I watched a few videos about ChatGPT. I was recommended by someone and I saw some black magic when they say there's something called prompt engineering, right? I was thinking, okay, you just figure out the best way to ask a question. What I didn't realize, at least from that video, is is ChatGPT might be Turing complete. You can program with that thing. And I don't think there are rules out there yet, but based on what that person does, he will leave like variables, right? You give a command to ChatGPT and you can kind of just signal, okay, this text, okay, this word is not an actual text, it's a placeholder that in the future conversation I'll supply texts to that, right? And it can also ask you to draw a table for you. It can ask it to do anything. It can just program, but in plain language. You have to plan it first, right? You tell it, okay, these are instructions, and these are what I want, and these are the variables. And you tell it to ChatGPT, and there's even a last sentence. It says, acknowledge by respond with dot dot dot. And then the ChatGPT responds dot dot dot. So I understand what you want. And then you can just use it. Like you write a function, right? You basically write a function inside ChatGPT by telling it the function, not with a formal programming language, but with regular language, human language. And then you can use it. This is bonkers. This is beyond my wildest expectation of what it can do. So that's the start. It's this morning. And I just watched another one. It's kind of a comparison of Microsoft's release of Bing and ChatGPT that combined. Basically, they integrate ChatGPT into their Bing search engine and their Edge web browser. And they had a demo. Just, I know, very recently they had a demo. And I watched the key parts of the demo. Dude, that thing is wild. That thing is wild. The thing that they can do. Holy crap. This is the change. This is the change to search. Right? It's no longer gonna be what we do right now. Just type in some keywords and try to search through all the responding pages on our own. No. That AI behind will pre-digest everything for you, and then you just ask questions, because that's basically what we have, right? All we have is questions, and then we just ask, and then it will respond to you, and they remember the conversation, remember the context, and just keep querying. This is wild. And then also the blunder that Google make. Not only the one that in their ads about the first of what JWST has discovered. I mean, the ads, they say JWST has found taking pictures of the first pictures of a exoplanet. Well, it's not by JWST. It happened almost 20 years ago. So that's just one of it. And I was like, how can this one blunder cause a 10%, not 10%, 100 billion drop in Google's total value? That's not possible. Well, another thing is they did a live demo in Paris, and that demo was lackluster to say the least. Not only did they not integrate their chatbot into the search engine, but also they only read that their chatbot right now is at the same level as ChatGPT was last year. So they're about like a year behind what ChatGPT was doing. And they haven't integrated at all. So they're like further behind what Microsoft is doing with ChatGPT. And like in the demo, they didn't even have a phone prepared to do a live demo. This is just bad on all fronts for Google. This is going to change. Now there are a lot of other things that's going to happen. All the all these chatbots, they need training data, and the data will from previous human text, right? We have all 30 years of human texts online, and that's the basis of all these large language models. And from now on, the texts are no longer going to be human written. It's going to be machine written. And the thing they're going to ingest is going to be a machine. Basically, they're going to ingest, they're going to train on the things that the machine generates, which is from previous human writings. And if we keep this thing going on, like, nobody's going to write tutorial anymore. Right? I mean, well, there's still going to be a market. There's still going to be a market where, like, new things, new technology comes up, new things come up, people need to write. Because you cannot ask ChatGPT something that has never happened before. Like, if there's a new tool coming out, nobody has written anything about it. You know what? I actually don't know. A new tool coming out. I'm all thinking about the software side. A new tool coming out. I think it's gonna be documentation. So ChatGPT can digest the documentation. Now the question is, if it digests just the documentation, can you ask it to write a tutorial of setting something up? I mean, it's simple. Like, just, AWS has so many documentations. You have it read AWS documentation and ask it, can you show me how to set up, let's say, an API, using AWS's API service. Right? How can we set it up? API gateway and then Lambda and all that stuff. That, if they can do that accurately, boy, that's the end of a lot of things and beginning of a lot of things. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I don't know. I mean, I can try. I can just go to ChatGPT and just type, can you write a tutorial of set up a API using AWS service, and see what it responds. But yeah, there are a lot of issues, and all these training does, they just take text from online for free, right? But those people writing those things, they need users click for ad revenue or whatnot. Are these things not going to be around anymore? There's so much, I feel like it's a can of worm has been opened. It's either going to lead us to, it's either going to be a revolution that we're going to leap forward tremendously, or it's the end of human thinking. Right? We'll just basically stop thinking. We won't even have the skill to think anymore. You just ask the machines and then they answer you. And ChatGPT doesn't give you references, so you don't even know. They can say whatever they want to say at the end of the day. We're living in amazing times, transformative. I wonder if you put this one to ChatGPT, what would it say? I'm not sure. All right, so let's deal with today's challenge first. As far from land as possible, given an n by n grid containing only 0 and 1. 0 represents water, 1 represents land. Find a water cell such that its distance to the nearest land cell is maximized, and return the distance if no land or water exists to -1. The distance used is Manhattan distance, which means it's just the absolute value of x and y coordinates. So the first one, the farthest, so you need to find a cell containing value 0, right? Its distance to the nearest land cell is maximized, so we need to find that, and its distance to all the land. So the first one is 2, understandable. The second one is 4. Ooh, 100. I mean, the stupidest way is just to find, we start from every 0 and try to find the closest right? The smallest distance it has to a land. How would you do that? Smallest distance. I mean, you can think of that as maybe it's like a BFS, right? It's exactly like a BFS. You start from 1 and then you can go 4 directions, and you start from there, you go 4 directions, and then you try to see what would be the fastest way to get to a land. Okay, let's say we start from a 0, right? And we go out, and from the next one, no. If we can get all their indices, all the zeros and ones, right? We get their indices. So their indices is out. And all you need to find is for each 0, what is the 1? So you'll go through them. You go through everything, then you can find the smallest. Except for the next one, you go through all of them, you find the smallest. You go to the next one. So in total, how many times you have to go through? You know what? Since n is equal to 100, I don't know. Maybe this brute force can work. What do you think? Just brute force it. And what do we want to find? What do we want to find? Find a water cell that its distance to the nearest land cell is maximized. So with a minimum. So everything want to find a minimum. Right? We find a minimum. I don't know. Can we do that? Can we just brute force it? Or will it time out? It might time out, but doesn't hurt to try. It's always good to try. If I time out, then just time out. Which is okay. I don't really care. Don't care. Let's see. Okay, so basically I don't find all the cells with zeros, right? And all the cells with ones. Okay, I'm gonna say water and land. I want to make it fancy. Oh. Alright, this is only 100 times 100. I say if grid ij, that's gonna be land. Otherwise, okay, then you can say for each water, so rest is equal to on the maximum, right? If no land, so no land or water, so we say if not water or not land, return -1. Otherwise, result is gonna be 0. And then we say for L in land, for XY in land, right? I'm gonna say for AB in water, then rest, we need to set a maximum. Current should go to, want to find a maximum. No, want to find a minimum, the nearest. So .inf, right? So current equals minimum current and abs x minus a plus abs y minus b, and then res equals the maximum res and current, and now we return res. Is this basically just brute force? I think it's gonna time out. I don't know. Ooh, the hell? What did I do wrong? For each water. Each water finding land. 100 to 100. I mean, this is at most, it's not going to be 100 times 100. This is 100 times 100. This is going to be smaller. Not really. It could be. Because in total it's 100 times 100. So it can be this times, ooh, this is going to be big. Just realize it. So we're talking about 100 times 100. Oh yeah, this is gonna time out. This is gonna time out. Yep. There's smarter ways to do this. Okay. We get a timeout, that's fine. Doesn't matter. TLE. It's okay. It's okay. Wait, no. We have understanding. Okay, so yeah, gotta be smarter. All right. So we need to be smarter. I haven't even got my pencil yet. Okay, the question is, if I know someone's distance, right? If I know someone's distance, then I don't have to recalculate that again, right? So basically, if we find a water, let's say on the edge, and then from that we can go, if we traverse, right? And then we say shortest path. That's what we want, right? So from 1, we can traverse out 4 edges, and then when we go out to this one, and from this we want to find, but this one's already gone already, right? So that's coming here, so I cannot go back. So it's from this, what is the shortest? So we basically just going from a cell, and then we go to the next level. And then from each one, we'll go to the next level, and then we find the shortest. Done. So for this, we know the shortest is a certain value. Okay. Then move on to the next one. But all the one that we have gone already, then we can go back. Yeah, so maybe we can BFS it. Maybe we can BFS it. But what if you say someone you have already done, right? If you have done, and then you say you go from here, right? You from here, and then the first round is this, and the second round, and you find it. Right? Once you find it, which means from this you go to this, and that's the smallest distance. Does that mean everyone on this path also has the smallest distance? how can I say, if it's not the smallest distance, then something else is the smallest distance. Because like for the current one, and then we have a certain path going to, that's the smallest distance for this cell, for this water. And along the way, we have other waters, right? And each one of these water, if we say, if they have another way to reach, then we will get there already. Therefore, once we start, right, to go out, then after we have find the smallest path, then everything on this path is going to be smallest. For example, for this thing, right, we have to go, this is the first step, second step, okay, go first step, second step, three step, fourth step, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. So for this minimum is 4. Then once we find, let's say we have a path, go to minimum 4, then everything is 4. And this one will be 3, right? Because from this, that's 3. From this is 2. From this is 1. You know what? It might be actually easier if we start from islands. We find the islands, and then the one surrounding it gotta be 1. Right? If you think about it, we have a grid, right? We have a grid, no matter how big it is going to be. If we have an island, then surrounding it, those must be 0. No, those must be 1, right? So islands, that's the start. So this will be 1, right? Which means from this to get, and then its neighbors, right? Its neighbors will be 2. And then we can just keep filling this out, right? Which means from this minimum is 2, and from this minimum is 3. And the end, all we want is to find the maximum of everything. I think that's a very great idea. I think what we do is going to be BFS, but we're going to start with the ones. Okay, so we only need water. We don't need land, right? We don't need land. We just need water. Oh, no, we just need land. Right, we'll do this thing. If grid, land.append. Yep. And then we can say if not water, not land, or land is equal to n, back in the return -1. Perfect. We do have to have this. And then land is going to be our q. Well, we actually, let's call this one q. Yeah, this is our q. All right, and then we just go through everything, and then we just add value. We just keep going, and then we just need to find the last value. That's it. We just find the last value. That's all we need. Just the steps, number of steps, right? We just start with 0. We say while q, right? And then we say for xy in q. Okay. For dx dy. Nah, I like to use ij. Right, ij in q, di dj in. So we have 4 directions: 0, 1, 0, -1, 1, 0, -1, 0. Right? Ni and j equals I plus di, j plus dj. If 0 smaller equal to ni smaller than n, and 0 smaller equal to nj smaller than n, and grid ni and j has not been visited before. Okay, so it has to be 0, right? It has to be 0. Then we have to grid ij equal to 1 every time we have to visit it, right? Then we say temp. Where's temp? Here's a temp. Temp.append nij. So this one can visit, right? Blah, 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 blah. Done. Steps plus equal 1, right? We did the first one. Go again. Q equals temp. Blah, blah. Then we then return steps. Let's see. Solution number 2. Oopsie doozy. I think we had a little poo-poo. 1 too much. Why? Because why? So we start from these 4, right? And then the next one. Ooh, we shall, because we just added twice. We just added it twice. Okay, so let me do it here. Grid ij, nij equals 1. We add it here, so we don't add it here. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. But it's okay. Wait, I like to add it here. Alright, so the next one will be this, and this. And then steps will be 1. Right? And then from here, the next one, it'll be this. And these cannot add. So steps is 2. And then the last one can no longer add anything. Yeah, we have the -1. Alright, let's try this. It shall be good. Test this off. That's 100 by 100. Yep, that's the solution. Oi! What? I have to check. Oh Lord. Ah Lord. All right, that's an oversight. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's an oversight. N times n, man. N times n. It's like I checked it. All right, n times n. So better than last time. Last time I start from 1118. I think at a certain point I gave up. Check the result. Oh, I think I solved it myself. So it's 2 hours. Today is 28 minutes. So from 2 hours to 28 minutes, I think we have improved. So that's good. BFS starting from land. Okay, we just need to find the steps, right? The steps to traverse all the water. The longest step, right? The longest steps needed to traverse all the water. O(n) squared. That was initial. The hell is this? Three years ago. Don't understand. BFS. I was doing BFS. I was adding everything. I see. I see. That's another way to do BFS. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's good. It's good. I like this way. I like this way better. 35 test cases. 37 test cases. Pretty good. BFS. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Oh. DP. So it's two traversals. Ah. Gotcha. Yeah. If it exists, you will always look for up and left. Right? Up and left. If up has a value and then left has a value, then you find the minimum of the two. Uh-huh. And then you go second pass. And the min will be the you put distance here as well. Yep. Space optimized. Yeah, then I was saying this is not a good idea. Don't do it. I remember rotten oranges. Pacific Atlantic water flow. Water gates. Yeah, I think this is the same idea. Oh my god. No, not exactly the same. Yeah, this is the same. Wow. Okay. I don't have gana to do another one. I just want to end today. It's late. I want to read. I mean, I'm reading a book. which has so small type, so small font that I think it's what, like a 300-page book is actually more like 600-page. So it's taking me a long time. All right, that'll be it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.